I just finished watching episode 1 of The Hunting Wives and I read the book a couple weeks ago, so I want to talk about these similarities and differences in just episode 1. So if you haven't watched episode 1 of The Hunting Wives or don't want to be spoiled by anything in the book, go ahead and swipe. Let's start out with similarities. So first, the family dynamic of the main character is the same. We have Sophie, Graham, and their son Jack. Also, the setting is the same. They both take place in Texas. Both work on a semi-recent past timeline. It says 3 weeks earlier in the show, like when you first start the show. And the book, it kind of jumps around. It'll be like 1 week earlier, 1 week later, stuff like that. The characters are pretty much the same for the most part from the book. Of course, we have the family of 3, Sophie and her family. We have Margot and Jed from the book. We also have Jill from the book and her son Brad. We have Abby and Jamie, both from the book. And then Callie is also from the book. We are missing a character named Tina. Book, Abby's family is said to be religious, so that is the same. Callie's jealousy is the same in both the show and the book. There's even a scene verbatim from here when they're all skeet shooting. Sophie's with them for the first time, and somebody says to Sophie, Callie and Margot always pull for each other, and somebody says Callie's turn, and then Margot's like, no, it's Sophie's turn, and Callie looks so annoyed by it. That happened exactly in the book. Let's talk about some differences because there were a lot more differences than there were similarities. The first one was Sophie and her family are actually moving from Chicago to Texas in the books. In the show, they're moving from Boston, Massachusetts to Texas. Another different thing was Sophie had a friend that she knew from high school in Texas named Erin in the books, and Erin is missing totally in the show. In the book, Sophie is already obsessed with Margot. She sees her in like a tagged photo on Facebook, and she starts Facebook stalking her and becoming obsessed with her, and even tries to go out of her way to ask her friend to go to a bar to try and run into her. But in the show, she hadn't even met her yet. In the show, Sophie is not enthusiastic to go to this party, and it's actually her husband, who is an architect, Graham, who works with Jed, Margot's husband, and that's how they end up getting invited to this party. In the book, it's her best friend Erin who works with Margot and fundraisers, and that's how they get invited to a party. In the show, it is hinted at that something happened to Sophie in her past to where she doesn't want to drink anymore and not even drive soberly. In the books, she drives everywhere. She doesn't have a problem with that. But she doesn't have an alcohol problem, but she ends up drinking a lot with the Hunting Wives. So their marriage starts out strong in the book, but I feel like in the show, she's like quite annoyed with him, and there's like some tension there. Monet and Taylor were both not in the book, so they're new additions to the show. And also, Abby's mother is a new addition. She was not in the book either. In the book, Jill always talks about how much she loves Abby, and there's never a moment you think there's any kind of tension between the two of them. But in the show, Jill does not come off, at least in the first episode, that she likes Abby at all. Here is my episode 1 comparison to the book. I'm going to come back for episode 2 tomorrow.